Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new exploration of the Healthy Minds Table Read program. Good to see you, or I guess see the number of people and your usernames. I'd love if you said hello in the chat or the comments. Really helps me see that there's some people on the other line here. But first, a little bit about what these table reads are all about. So we're constantly experimenting with new ways to learn from you and improve the Healthy Minds program. Court, Daniela, Rane, Stephanie, and myself are the instructors of the program, and we've trained a lot at honing our skills. But one thing that we've learned is that when it comes to actually teaching, especially in the context of an app, constructive feedback helps us not only in designing the app, but also creating useful guided meditations. So that's what this is all about. We run all kinds of interactive sessions where we collect your input, thoughts, and perspective. And what you share in sessions like this actually directly impacts what we build in the app. And we've been experimenting with this format, which is what we're calling the table read, which is sort of taking from screenwriting a little bit. We've been exploring them for a year, but this is the first one we've opened to the public as a little bit of a kind of soft launch to experiment. So those of you that are here with us, you're seeing the first maiden voyage of this program. But basically what it is, it's a space to test new ideas, to play around, and to listen to how it all resonates with you. So here's how it works. First, I'm going to guide a meditation, a 10-minute meditation that has some new ideas in it. At the end, we will provide you with a short survey link in the chat, and then I'll give you 5 minutes to fill it out and offer your honest thoughts about the practice. And I really mean that when I say honest thoughts. We thrive on constructive feedback, so don't hesitate to share whatever might be alive for you, whether positive or negative. Don't hesitate whatsoever. And we're going to be hosting these table reads regularly, so stay tuned to our social channels for updates. But without further ado, I think we can get started. Let me just check, make sure everything's okay here. Yeah, okay, let's give it a shot. So what I want you to do is to imagine you pulled out the Healthy Minds program app. If you've used it, that's familiar to you. If not, just imagine it's a meditation app, and there's a section there called the awareness section. So you tap in there and you see there's a new practice there called Experience Lab Training Attention. And so you hit play, and this is what you're going to hear. So feel free to practice along, but also keep an ear out as you're going to be filling out a survey afterwards. So here we go. Attention is a funny thing. It completely defines our experience of life, yet we don't often notice it. We're always looking through this window, but we rarely notice the window itself. In this practice, we're going to play with attention in the context of visual experience. We'll explore our ability to direct and sustain attention and how that shapes our experience. Ready? Start by finding a position that feels right for your body in this moment. If you can, stretch up a bit, then relax your face and your jaw and your shoulders and your back and your hips and legs. As you do this, notice how your body feels. As we ramp up here, see if you can find motivation in the question why. Why are you doing this practice right now? Why is this an important way to spend your time? See if you can find an answer that feels inspiring and motivating. All right, now when you're ready, bring your full attention to your breathing, wherever you feel it most clearly. Maybe in your stomach or chest, or maybe the feeling of air moving through your nostrils. As an experiment, bring some effort to this for a few moments. See if you can force your attention to stay with your breath without letting it budge one bit. Spoiler alert, you'll quickly notice that forcing it doesn't work, but try it just to get a sense of what that feels like. Keep it up. See if you can use all your mental resources to stay fully attentive to your breathing in this moment, and notice what that feels like. If you lose track, don't worry. That's kind of the point. Attention is fickle. Keep trying to focus. Now release most of the effort you're putting into this. Find a gentler focus on your breath, a lighter touch. Relax into it and see if you can find a balanced effort that feels grounded and calm and yet still alert. The idea here is to find a sweet spot between too much and too little effort. If you're too lax or if you try too hard, your attention is more likely to become unstable. Finding your center is all about balance. Imagine you're tuning a guitar. If the strings are too tight, they'll snap. And if they're too loose, they won't make any sound. It's a similar feeling here. We're balancing between too much mental effort and too little. See if you can find that balance. Great, nice work. Let's take a break now. Let go of all the effort. No need to pay attention in any way. Just relax and restore for a moment. Okay, when you're ready, gently open your eyes if they're closed and look at something in your visual environment that you've never noticed before, or at least something you haven't noticed recently. Notice how you can direct your attention. You can exercise some influence over the direction of your mind. Directing attention is a skill. Now try sustaining attention. Stay with a single object for as long as you can. Notice your eyes being pulled to look at other things, but do your best to keep your gaze focused on the object you chose. Try directing your attention again now. Pick a new object and intentionally shift your attention there. And then stay with that new object for a bit. The main point here is that your mind and your sense of sight are together. You're seeing, and you know that you're seeing. Keep redirecting and sustaining your attention like this every few seconds. When you land on a new visual object, see if you can bring in just the right amount of effort to stay with it for a little while. Then, when you're ready, move on to the next thing. Okay, nice work. Let's gradually transition out of the practice now. Take your time, no rush whatsoever. Feel the weight of your body. Notice your connection to the ground. Okay, directing and sustaining attention shapes our waking life. So, training it has the potential to dramatically change our experience of life. As we end the practice, take a moment to reflect. What is one area of your life that might benefit from a little extra attention? How might you explore what it's like to direct and sustain your attention over the next day or two? Give it a try, and I'll see you soon for our next meditation. Okay, thanks, folks. You can imagine that was the end of the guided meditation in the app. But as you've probably figured out, this meditation is not in the app yet. It's a completely new creation. And so we'd love to get your feedback on it right now. So we are going to be sharing a link in the chat and the comments. Please take a look right there. Click on the link and take 5 minutes to fill out the form. And while you do that, if you have any questions or anything you want to connect about with me, please share them in the comments and chat directly. And I'll be back in 5 minutes and we can connect and chat if there's any questions. And if there's no questions, then have a wonderful day. I'll be back in 5. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the jellyfish. Thank you so much for your input. We're going to share the survey link one more time. I really appreciate that feedback. It's going to be worked in to the meditation before we actually put it live in the app. And now I'll offer one last chance. If anyone has any questions, anything they want to chat about AMA, please share them in the chat now. And maybe I'll just say a quick word about this kind of practice. So you may remember that the title of this practice was Experience Lab, Training Attention. So we are experimenting with a little bit more interactive practices in this way. And so your feedback really helps us get that right before we make it go live. I'm just going to glance here. Don't see any questions. So thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of our maiden voyage for the table read. We're going to review the process, and hopefully we're going to book some more in the future. So keep your eyes peeled on this channel. And if I don't see you, have a happy holidays. Thank you so much. Take care.